lying down on your bellies. Your hands are on top of each other and your forehead's on your hands. Maybe have a look first before you do it yourselves. So you're lying down with your forehead on your hands. The chin is gently tucked in. The legs are a little bit apart maybe, but not too far. And you're just floating the head off the hands, keeping the back of the neck long. And with your forearms, you pull the mat towards you. Nothing's moving, but you feel how your shoulders are sliding down the back, and you open the sternum ever so slightly forwards. Then, without moving anything but the arms, you're floating the arms, including the elbows, just off the mat. Shoulders are still on the ribs. Head is reaching forwards. Release the hands and then release the head. So there you go. It really helps to exhale as you float your head off the hands. Pulling the forearms towards your chest, opening the chest, reaching the chest away over the hands. And then with the shoulders still on the ribs, you float your arms off the mat, elbows included. Doesn't have to be high, a millimeter is enough. Release arms and head all the way down. 3 more like this. First the head. Think of reaching the head forwards, floating your arms off the mat. And breathing. So now check what you do with your legs. They should be ever so slightly active, but not release the head and shoulders in the meantime. So the legs are active, but you're not working the glutes too much. So in particular, the glutes, feel how your sit bones are wide. Allow the pelvis to sink down into the mat as the head comes up, and the ribs go deeper down into the mat as the arms float up. And release everything down. Last one like this. Head comes up. With your forearms, you pull the mat, reaching the sternum forwards, float your arms off the mat. Legs are reaching, sit bones are wide. Now you're going to bring your hands behind the head, interlacing the fingers and placing the elbows on the mat. So again, maybe have a look. And then you do it yourself. So I'm holding the head with my hands. I press the head up into my hands, and at the same time I pull the head forwards with the base of my hands. And then I float the elbows off the mat, just a millimeter, doesn't have to be a lot. Check those shoulders, see if they can slide down a little further, and then place the elbows back and release. So now you do it as well. So pressing the head up into your hands. Reach the crown of the head forwards as you slide your shoulders towards the feet, floating the elbows off the mat, and release. 3 more of these. Head comes up, floating the elbows up, keeping the back of the neck long, chin is gently tucked in, and release. 2 more. Again, check your legs. See if you can really lengthen that. Pelvis is sinking deeper into the mat as the elbows come off the mat, and release. And the last one. Really lengthening the spine. Now keep the head off and the arms off the mat. So the head stays where it is as you place your hands next to the ribs, elbows close to the ribs, and in your imagination you press your head still up into your hands behind the head. Now you pull with the hands, you pull the mat towards the feet, and you pull your elbows towards the feet, keeping your lowest ribs on the mat. You open your sternum ever so slightly forward. And then you lengthen it all the way down until your nose hovers just above the mat. Again, exhaling helps. Pulling the mat towards the feet, pulling your elbows towards the feet, pulling your sternum forwards. So there's opposition. Your lowest ribs go deeper into the mat. And your sit bones are wide. And then lengthen all the way down. 2 more. Actually, let's do 3 with a little extra. So you open the chest, sliding the shoulders down the back. Now float your hands a millimeter off the mat, and then place them down and lengthen all the way down. 2 more. Floating the hands off the mat, release the hands and lengthen all the way down. Last one. Think of the crown of the head reaching forwards as you pull with the hands the mat towards the feet, opening the chest, and then floating the hands off the mat. Release the hands and come all the way down. Place your hands on top of each other and your forehead on your hands. And then you're going to float your right leg off the mat. And you think of the thigh going higher than the foot. You keep your sit bones wide, your pelvis is sinking deep into the mat. Just the thigh moving up and release. Changing other leg, left leg. So it really helps to think of the thigh floating up. And as little as possible is moving apart from the leg. So while you're lying there, maybe you can slide your shoulders a bit further down the back. Left leg floating up. We'll do 1 more on each side. Right leg. And the left leg. And then remember, you're going to press the head up into your imaginary hands, or you even put your hands behind the head, pressing the head up, lengthening the neck. Now you're going to float your arms up and reach them forwards. Place them in the big letter V on the mat. With my hands, I pull to open my chest a little more, sliding the shoulders down the back. Now I'm going to press into my right hand and my left leg for the other leg and arm to float up. I'm looking towards the end of the mat, changing sides. And as the arm and leg are coming up, the ribs and the pelvis stay in the middle. They're not wobbly, and they move as little as possible. And if they move down into the mat. You really want to think of reaching. And again. 1 more on each side. And the other side. Now leave the legs on the mat, just float both arms off the mat, reaching, palms of the hands are facing each other, and bend your elbows to a 90-degree angle. Thumbs up to the ceiling, lowest ribs in the mat, and extend the arms, and bend. It's as if you press 2 walls away from each other, and reach, and bend. We'll do that 1 more time. Reach and bend. Now you're going to bend the elbows even further. Bring the elbows all the way towards the ribs. Palms of the hands are up to the ceiling. And then open out to the side. 1 and 2. Reaching the arms away. Thumbs up to the ceiling. And 2 more. And the last one. Keep the arms wide, bring the arms towards the hips, palms of the hands down to the floor, open your shoulders wider, and then the arms go up. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, and another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your head, lying down onto one cheek. Not very long. We'll do another set. Maybe we'll do 2 more sets. Exhaling, reaching the fingertips, floating your sternum forwards, the crown of the head forwards as the arms reach towards the feet. Then the arms go up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. We'll do that 1 more time. Reaching the fingertips, opening the chest, shoulders a little wider, come on, a little wider, you can do it. Keeping the back of the neck long and looking towards the end of the mat again, but the chin is ever so slightly tucked in, so it's still as if you're pressing your head up into your imaginary hands and the arms go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place your hands next to the ribs, elbows close to the ribs as well. So we're going to a swan, and you just do as much as your body likes today. If that's a mini swan like this, so you pull your elbows towards the feet, sternum reaching forward, keeping the back of the neck long, then that's beautiful. Lengthening all the way down. If the body is happy to go a little further, that's great, but you start with this mini swan, lowest rib still on the mat. So check the pelvis, see if you can release the sit bones a little wider, reaching the legs. Now you start opening the chest a little further, pressing into the arms, and then keeping the shoulders wide, lengthening all the way down. And again, so you start with your mini swan, reaching the legs, sit bones wide, opening the sternum forwards, reaching the crown of the head forwards. So there's opposition going on. And then see how far you want to go. We're looking out over the horizon, and then keeping the shoulders wide as you lengthen all the way down. 3 more. Make them as small or as big as you like. Think of those legs reaching, crown of the head reaching in the opposite direction, and I'm lengthening down. 2 more. Shoulders, length, chin is gently tucked in, reach as if someone's pulling the crown of the head up, keeping the shoulders wide, bending, lengthening as you come down. And the last one. Pressing into the arms, lengthening, and then slowly going all the way down. And then you finish with a nice child's pose, knees wide, really reaching the arms as far forward as you can and wide as you can. Mat width apart is great. Tucking the chin in and drop the sternum down towards the mat. Releasing the pelvis on one side, reaching the sit bones back, and reaching your fingertips in the opposite direction, but the shoulders are back on the ribs. If you have a yoga block, you could place it underneath your forehead and just rest the head on the yoga block and stay here for as long as you like. And that's that. Thank you.